Let's see here. So, what's the answer to this equation? Is it 7 or is it -7? Let's talk about that. I'm Edwin, and this is Fresh Word Friday. What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's Fresh Word Friday. My name's Edwin. And I want to talk to you guys about something called perspective. Now, Webster's dictionary defines perspective as the capacity to view things in their true relations or relative importance. Basically, proper perspective allows us to see things for what they really are, and improper perspective causes us to misinterpret what we do see. In the beginning of this video, I asked you guys to answer that question, and the answer is 7. But if we view things from a different perspective, our answer comes out drastically different. And this is a perfect metaphor for life because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my perspective can really get turned upside down. And that causes me to view trials and hardships as bigger than they actually are. In the past several months, I know that we've all gone through some sort of difficulty, some sort of discomfort even. And it's important that we have the proper perspective on things so that we can really be able to see these trials for what they really are. In photography, there's something called forced perspective. The photographer changes the angle or the perspective of the camera to make objects look either larger or smaller than what they truly are. And that's like how perspective is in our lives. It causes our problems to look either larger or smaller than what they truly are. Now, I'm not asking you guys to have a positive perspective as a replacement to your faith, but I'm saying that we can have a positive perspective as a response of faith. And so how do we have positive, right perspective? And so there's 3 things that we need to do in order to have right perspective in our lives. And the first thing is to align with God's perspective. James 1 verses 2-4 says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And so God's word reminds us that during times of difficulty or hardship, we can trust that it's not to harm us, it's not to cause us pain, but that God is wanting to shape and prepare us for the plan and the purpose that He has for us. And so when difficulties come our way, we can either choose to play the victim role or have the victim mentality and to woe is me, or we can really look for what God is wanting to do in and through our lives. And so that's the first thing, to align with God's perspective. And the second thing that we need to do is to trust that God hears you and that He loves you. Psalm 34 says, "When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." And so the reason why we can have this positive perspective and trust that God is wanting to help us and prepare us is because we know that He hears us and that He loves us. And as a good father, He doesn't want any of His children to be lacking or to be missing things. And He doesn't want us to be unprepared for our future. And so He allows difficult times, He allows trials in our lives to really help prepare us for our future. And so trust God that if He's allowing something in your life that might be difficult, it's to prepare you for your future. And then the last thing is this, is that we need to seek God and stay close to Him. And how do we do that? We do that by reading His Word, by prayer, and by sticking in godly community. So that could be going to service, right, getting into a small group, or even meeting up with some adult mentors that can help walk you along the way. And so to wrap everything up, I just want to encourage us that we might be going through difficult times. I know in the past year so far, 2020 has been difficult for a lot of us, myself, maybe some of your parents, definitely some of you guys as well. But we can look at things from a positive perspective or a faith perspective rather than fear. Stay blessed. Oh yeah, one more thing. Mark your calendars for July 5th during the 9 o'clock service. We're gonna have our first in-person youth gathering at the Outreach Community Center. And so Pastor Chad will be there, the rest of the team will be there, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you guys. So yeah, stay blessed.